Since the trade deadline, this Dallas Mavericks team is looking brand new, as new acquisitions in PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford are paying dividends over the last stretch of 3 games. As well as there's a few players that I would like to talk about that I believe definitely deserve more playing time to just elevate their own game and help this team moving forward. As well as we're also actually getting some praise from the media. How's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest and greatest of Dallas Mavericks news. But before we get into today's video, 91.6% of you guys that are watching are not subscribed. You want to make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're dropping videos left, right, and center, and you don't want to miss a single thing. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. But like I said in the intro, this Dallas Mavericks team is looking brand new. And I've got my supporting arguments because since the trade deadline, where we traded for PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford, giving away Rashawn Holmes. We traded away Grant Williams, and we made the right trades. We cut the fat and just try to add more actual playable players to this roster, and it's paying dividends. Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington are just instant impact players, and we're seeing it on a nightly basis over the last 3 games. But we got it right here. Over the last 6 games, the Dallas Mavericks are the number 1 in defense, number 6 in offense, number 1 net rating, and on a 6-0 run going into the All-Star break. The Mavericks are on a 6-game winning streak, and we're just looking good. We're looking great after that game against the San Antonio Spurs last night, where it looked like the Spurs came out the gate just hitting hard, and we just couldn't find our footing. Kyrie Irving took over. Kyrie took over early in that game to set a precedent, and PJ Washington, even though his shot wasn't falling, come the second half, he took over the role of just locking down Victor Wembanyama. I know I got flamed in the comment section, but I'm going to keep saying it. PJ Washington is the Wembanyama stopper. That's who he is, and that's who we have in our wing defender. And I'll pull up the stats from last night's game. PJ Washington only had 3 points, 2 assists, 1 block and 6 rebounds, but he was a plus 19. In the plus minus box, he was a plus 19, and that's because his defense. If the shot's not falling, cool, make a few extra passes, be aggressive on the boards, but playing that lockdown defense, only letting Victor Wembanyama score 6 points in the second half, PJ Washington was great. Now, I'm also give credit to Derrick Lively because he was playing great defense in the first half as well, doing his thing. He was on minutes restrictions, only playing around 17, 19 minutes, but Derrick Lively, coming back in his first game since his injury, looks amazing. And, of course, Daniel Gafford recording another double-double. I want to say that's his second one in a row. It's been phenomenal. And the Dallas Mavericks team they're looking a lot better. Now, the 3% or the three ball percentage isn't where we want it to be. I want to say last night game we shot maybe 25% from 3, but like I said, our defense is what's willing us to these victories. Now, of course, the Thunder game looked phenomenal. We blew them out by like 35 points. The Wizards and the Spurs were a little bit more of a struggle in the beginning, and I know that they're not the best teams to be hype over, but you play who's in front of you, and I'll take a win over the worst team any day. A win's a win. But in those 2 games, you saw how, our shots weren't falling. We weren't able to really get a comfortable lead, but our defense didn't waver. The guys knew their roles. They were being very active on defense. Daniel Gafford being very vocal on defense, just telling guys where to go, where to look up, help defense. It was amazing. And that's how this Dallas Mavericks team is going to be successful moving forward. We have great scores in Luka Doncic. We have a great score in Kyrie Irving. Tim Hardaway Jr., a very high volume shooter, and his shot's not falling. And I'll talk about him later in the video. But we have guys that can score. And even though PJ Washington really hasn't found his offensive rhythm yet, best believe that PJ Washington is a player who can easily drop between 15 and 25 points a game on any given night. But when you're traded to a new team, it does take a while for you to adjust, get used to their schemes and just how they play. Learning how to play off ball with Kyrie and Luka is very important for these guys, but they're looking good already, and I'm not even worried about it. We got some more stats for you guys. Since the trade deadline, the Mavericks are 3-0. Still, first in defense, 9th in offense, and 2nd in net rating, averaging margin of victory by 22 points. These guys can't see us now. I get it. The Wizards are not that good of a team. I get it. The Spurs are not that good of a team. But, Kyle Kuzma had a pretty good game, and Victor Wembanyama had a pretty good game. So, and I use those guys as examples because even though we're going to go up against some pretty easy teams, they said that the Dallas Mavericks have the 3rd easiest schedule for the rest of the season after the All-Star break. these teams that aren't that good still have some good players, and we can't play down to our competition. And I feel like that was one of our problems. I mean, obviously injuries have been our biggest issue all season, but some games I did feel like we played down to our competition, and that was our downfall and the reason why we racked up a couple losses early in the season. Well, not early, but you know what I mean. The losses that we could have prevented felt like it was because we played down to our competition. But with this new roster, like I said, this brand new Dallas Mavericks team, we look good. We look great. We look like a complete unit, and I'm all here for it. But a player who I think deserves a little bit more playing time is Jaden Hardy. For the season, he's averaging 8 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, shooting 40% from the floor, 36% from 3, and 71% from the free throw line. I think Jaden Hardy's great. I think he's in his second year. He knows how to impact the game, and he scores very well. He can get hot in only a little bit amount of time. Like, he doesn't play a lot of minutes, but he's still able to impact the game. And I want to show you guys some advanced stats. These are his per 36 stats for his second season. Per 36 minutes, averaging 18 points, almost 4 assists, about 4.5 rebounds, shooting 36% from 3, 40% from the floor. Those numbers look good. Those numbers look great. If we give Jaden Hardy just a little bit more minutes, and I'm going to throw up the box score again from last night. Jaden Hardy only playing, 20 minutes off the bench isn't bad. Those are some good minutes. I think we give him a little bit more. And he finished with 13 points, shot 50% from the floor, 33% from 3. He had 2 rebounds and assists. But he was a +7. He knows how to get his shot off, and he knows how to take good quality shots. And if we look up where Tim Hardaway Jr. is, 26 minutes, he shot 2 of 4 from 3, which is good, 3 of 7 from the floor, but only 8 points. So in less time, Jaden Hardy was a more efficient scorer. And I love Tim Hardaway Jr. I'm a big fan of Tim. But we have to be honest with ourselves, and maybe it won't happen this season, but maybe next season we see Jaden Hardy kind of move into that off-the-bench scorer that Tim Hardaway Jr. is. I truly believe in the best interest of Jaden Hardy's development. That's what needs to happen, because Tim will be another year older, coming over the hill, but we already know that he's inefficient. And someone like Jaden Hardy, who's more efficient, who's younger, who could make better use out of those minutes. And I'm not saying just DNP Tim Hardaway Jr. Cut his minutes in half, maybe give him more to Jaden Hardy and sprinkle some over to Derrick Jones Jr. as well. And I think we have a winning formula. I think we have the keys to success are right there. So I think Jaden Hardy deserves more minutes. I've seen you guys sound off in the comment section, and I think you guys would agree with me as well. But in lighter news of the NBA just sending shots our way, we're actually getting some love from a Dallas Maverick legend himself. Tim Legler had a little podcast earlier today where he just gave high praise to the Dallas Mavericks, saying how they're a team that's scary. No one wants to see us. And he continued to say this: Dallas can make an argument that they can win the Western Conference. That's how tough they're going to be to stop. When he spoke about PJ Washington, he's just so much quicker defensively in what he does. He's super smart. On Daniel Gafford saying now you don't have a minute on the floor without an elite rim runner and a guy that's disruptive defensively. That was Tim Legler on the All City NBA podcast, and that's true. Someone like Daniel Gafford and Derrick Lively, 48 minutes of dealing with a interior threat, block party, 2 guys. Unstoppable, and God forbid you see them both on the floor, and then when you see him come off, you think you're good. We got Maxi Kleber, well rested off the bench, ready to continue it. So as far as the bigs go, we're good. The defense is there. PJ Washington, again, Tim Legler said he's a very smart player. When the shot wasn't falling, he just deferred, passed the ball, got rebounds, and just focused on defense. And again, 3 points for PJ Washington, but he was a +19 in the box score. So shout out to Tim Legler showing us some love after we're just getting slided left, right, and center from the NBA media, from the media and players themselves. But I found this, guys, and I want to talk about it. The Knicks movement, just some page I found, had this to say. According to Ian Begley, if Dallas disappoints in the playoffs, there are whispers around the NBA that Luka may become unhappy in Dallas. The Knicks can offer 7 firsts plus 3 swaps for his services this summer. According to Eddie Presti, Ian Begley said it's not just him. Many other insiders believe this same thing with Luka in Dallas. Would you give up the house for Luka if it became available? And I'm going to just shut that down right now. I don't know who Ian Begley is. These people don't hold no weight around me because Luka isn't going anywhere. I understand if like in the next 4 to 5 years, if we fail to make the finals, if we fail to make a real push, yes, Luka might get a little bit disgruntled, but Luka's what, like 24, 25? Like Luka is young still. There's no reason to throw these. I mean, I understand why reporters of other teams may throw this in the airwaves to just try to, blow smoke and just cause confusion, but I'm not worried about Luka wanting to leave. Come the summer, no way. If the Knicks offered us like 7 first-round picks and some swaps, go right ahead. This is going to get shut down. We're not trying to rebuild. We're competing. Our window to win is right now for the next like 3 to 4 years, and we are going to utilize that window. So if you guys saw anything like that, any news of Luka being upset if we don't make the playoffs or make the finals this year, it holds no weight with me. It holds no weight. Because it doesn't make sense why a player like Luka, who's going to make max money here and is in a good window to win, he even said that he's happy that we got a player like Daniel Gafford. He's happy to play next to someone like Kyrie Irving. And yes, they say that no one wants to play with Luka. He's a ball hogger. No one's coming to Dallas. Okay, if you don't want to win, that's fine. Now, does Luka have a high usage rate? Yes, but if you have one of the best players in the league, your number one guy might need the ball a little bit more than everybody else. And if no one shot's falling, yes, Luka, please take another 10 shots. That's just how that is. But to end the video, we got a birthday. Wrong one. Happy birthday, Derrick Jones Jr. Shout out to Flight 55. The man turns 25 today, and he's just been terrific for the Dallas Mavericks team as a strong player off the bench who's also improved in a lot of his stats. But yeah, right here. Join us in wishing Derrick Jones Jr. of the Dallas Mavericks a happy 27th birthday. My fault. I said 25. He's playing like he's 25, but he's turning 27. Happy birthday, Derrick Jones. And we look at his stats right here. He's averaging 9 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, shooting 48% from the floor, 34% from 3, 74% from the free throw line. And he just comes off the bench with just so much energy, and the attitude's right, and you love to see it, and he's willing to do all the little things. You never hear from Derrick Jones wanting, I want to be a starter. I deserve this. No, Derrick Jones plays well within himself, giving us exactly what we need. And if you look at his stats, you look at the box score, you probably don't think much of him. But when you watch Derrick Jones and just see how electrifying that he is, and just how he pushes the pace and how he can speed up the game, Derrick Jones Jr., I'm glad that he's here. Happy birthday. Thank you for being a Maverick and all that you do. But that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing that we're dropping here. As well, in the description below will be a link to our Discord. The Digest Media has a Discord. We have one for the Mavericks Digest. Join us. Talk to me. I love to talk to you guys about basketball, about the Dallas Mavericks, about whatever. And the link is in the description below. But until then, peace.